Let's reimagine what it's like to have a voice and create massive impact. My name is Taiye Akinmboni and I am the founder of TAN TV.
You're welcome to TAN TV Talks. On TAN TV Talks, we have conversations that matter to our culture. I have here with me Mr. Taiye Akinmboni. Mr. Taiye, how are you?
I'm good, ma'am. How are you?
Fine, thank you. You are the founder of AfroBeatLive. Can you tell us a bit about AfroBeatLive? And before you do that, share with us a bit about your background.
Well, my background, I'm originally from Nigeria. Been in America since 1992, so you're looking about 30 years now. Also, I'm a full-blown entrepreneur / full-time soccer dad in a way.
You founded AfroBeatLive, what, 6 years ago? What they about?
It's a little bit over 7 years ago.
What would you say was the inspiration behind AfroBeatLive? Like Afrobeats, we all know Afrobeat. So with the S and without the S.
So yes, without the S.
Without the S. Oh, yours is without the S. Okay.
AfroBeatLive.
AfroBeatLive.
With Afrobeat, one of the things we try to cover is what I call the 5 senses of a typical African person, right? We love our music, no doubt about that. I mean,
music, for sure.
We love our food. We haven't done anything on the food side because, there's a war between the Nigerian jollof and Ghana jollof and Cameroonian jollof and all that stuff. We don't want to touch that, at least not yet. Sports, we love our sports. World Cup is going on right now. The whole world is watching, and football is a great thing. So we had a show on AfroBeatLive called Fan Zone, where we talk about Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal and stuff like that. So that was a podcast doing. We love partying. We just had a party last night. So we're trying to recover from. Part of our culture, most importantly, is our religion, right? Most African countries have more churches per capita than anywhere else in the world. So we had a show on AfroBeatLive that was called ABL Gospel, where we had different pastors from Abel Damina to Pastor Taiye Akinmboni, be a guest and talk about different things that have to do with the Bible. Pastor Sam and a whole bunch of guys that have been through our studio. So we try to cover what we call the 5 senses, of African culture. So that's why we are AfroBeatLive, not Afrobeat. We're not just focusing just on the music. It's about the culture as a whole.
I love how you're able to differentiate between the two, the culture and what brings us together as a community in the diaspora especially. What would you consider some of the highs that you've experienced from, just creating this space for us to come together and also particularly with the events that your Christmas party is something else every year. So tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's to bring everybody together. It's not just Africans alone. You see, Latinos, Americans, everybody, that enjoys the culture. You don't have to be African to enjoy the African culture. You don't have to be African to enjoy African food, to enjoy our sports. It's for everybody. But it's a way that it depends on how we showcase our culture. And some of the highs we've had, like our last Christmas party, we have the NBA, Players Association members sponsoring us, giving us, goodies to give out, tickets to auction off, and we use it to support charity, the good out of it, to sponsor one of our charity organizations that we support actually help go back home and help children pay for school fees, clothe them, food, and all those things. So we're able to use we're able to have fun and also help out at the same time. This year, for the first time, we partnered with Prince George's County to have a cultural soccer tournament. We had over 1,000 people out there, people representing nations, Cameroon, Ghana, Nigerian, over 2 weekend period, this soccer game, food, music, of course. Music has got to be a big part.
Music has to be there.
And selling clothes and jewelries and beads and all those kind of things. And kids on the playground. So those are the highs things that we've done. We've had a lot of great highs over the years. The pandemic kind of slow us down, and we had to kind of restructure and reset.
Mm-hmm.
We've done a lot of great things in the community and for us, and a lot of great things.
This year, you had for the annual Christmas party that AfroBeatLive is known for. You always have unique themes every year, right? So this year was Black Excellence, celebrating Black Excellence, was it?
Yes.
And what was the whole concept for that one?
So we had every year we have a theme. We just don't throw a party. We throw a party sake, right? We come up with different things. We've had the mask edition, which everybody had on a little mask. If you don't have one, we give you one at the door. And I don't mean mask. I mean talking about face masks and stuff like that. This was a great one. Last year was a touch of culture, meaning no matter what.
I remember that one. Yeah.
Wear something that represents your culture and just come out. See people wearing their Indian outfits and Sheikh outfits and stuff like that. So it was great. Yeah. It was touch of Black excellency, right? Meaning let's celebrate our Blackness. It's just not about Africa. It's not about America. It's just the Black as a whole, as a human nature. So it's a Black tie event. We also use that opportunity to acknowledge people in the community that are doing great things, right?
Yes, the awards, right?
Yeah, people be doing great things and not know, right? So one of the people that we actually give an award to is the Prince George's County Executive, who has nominated more Africans in that cabinet than any other county executives ever. Wow. And by reaching out and bringing those people in, they're also able to reach out to other people. And that's how we had the African, soccer culture tournament this year. And we won the game. So things like that deserves to be celebrated. That Obedana that's always reach out to immigrants that come over here. Like you said earlier, it's difficult when you first move to America to find yourself, to find your base, to find work, to find help. So people like that, we reached out to them and acknowledged them and said, hey, this is a token of our appreciation as a media company for what you do. Every day we get to celebrate ourselves. We are grateful for what you're able to do. So that's the main base for it. And again, there's nothing wrong with throwing a party and having fun while you're celebrating your accomplishments as an individual and as a culture.
Yeah, I totally connect with you on everything you said. I think one big question I have, and then we'll wrap up shortly, is the fact that we are in a time where it seems like we're fighting for something. We're fighting and celebrating, right? It's like we're much more involved in politics in America today. As a community, as Africans here, we're much more involved we want our voices to be heard, and we want to not just exist in society. What do you think has changed between Africans today and, let's say, 7 years ago, right? Or 10 years ago?
I think we're more involved, right? Our parents' generations that came here before us, they were more focused on just making a living, go to school, try to survive. But I think our generations, we're beyond just surviving. We are trying to thrive. We are more involved. I personally am more involved with more political stuff, more organization stuff, more nonprofit than my parents that actually brought me here. And they didn't care. I don't want to say they didn't care, but they were just too busy. They were probably involved in church, in religious mind. There's nothing wrong with it. But I don't think they were involved in the politics and votings and charities and, the cultures around them. It was more survival for them. For us, it's, for me personally, I can speak for me and my team, we're trying to thrive, right? But enough for you to thrive, you have to network, you have to involve.
I'm happy that even between your company and my company, we're having these conversations and we're able to engage in this way, because this is what it's all about. It's all about the fact that we want to thrive. Our generation, we want to, like the way you put it, we want to thrive, right? We don't just want to be statistics. We don't just want to exist. We want to make impact, right? And then the next generation even have a much firmer foundation, to even do better than what we are doing right now. So this is the essence of why we're in technology, in media, in finance, in business, and politics. Anyway, I just want to say thank you for your time today, and also if there's any last minute words you want to share. What should we look forward to next year? Are we thinking about next year already?
Oh yeah, I mean, I tell people I think I have a couple more years of parties like this in me, but until then, everybody, they want to have one next month. People are talking about let's do this every month. I'm like, you don't know what it is. So yes, next year is gonna happen. There's gonna be a lot of things that's gonna happen between now and next year. We're definitely gonna get back on our high horses with the team, with all our classes and all our shows. Our radio app, it's gonna be worked on next year, 2023. We're gonna relaunch it so that you can have access to Afrobeat music 24/7.
Beautiful.
With our YouTube page, we're relaunching it. So there's a lot of things coming, so that we don't just look forward to that 1 year. And you're hearing it here first. We're actually working on a concert sometimes next year too. So we have a lot of things in the work, and then at the end of the year we'll come in and celebrate whatever accomplishment we have all year, in December. So
tell us how we can connect with ABL, the website or the Instagram. What's the better
so Instagram, we're very, very evolved on Instagram. AfroBeatLive. Again, it's not ES, AfroBeat.
AfroBeatLive, yeah.
Not the S, LIVE. On Instagram, Facebook, and on Twitter is AfroBeatLive1. But we're very responsive on Instagram and Facebook.
Thanks for watching Tan TV Live and Tan TV Live. Now it's Tan TV Live, Tan TV Talks. Thank you, Taiye, for joining us as well. Talk to you later.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.